Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us today in our weekly crypto scam series and speaking with Topsy, crypto investigator from CoinStructive. How are you, Topsy?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing, Laurie?
I'm doing good, and I'm anxious to hear what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, today we're not necessarily talking about a specific scam. We're just talking about how CoinStructive helps our victims, particularly, in terms of relationship with law enforcement and the role that law enforcement plays in crypto recovery, crypto asset recovery.
Oh, this is a great topic. And we see some obstacles with law enforcement getting involved. So tell our listeners, what kind of obstacles does law enforcement have right now?
Yeah, they play a critical role. The police, the federal security agencies, they play a critical role in ensuring that victims are able to get a recovery. But also what we find is that many victims find it really difficult interacting and working with law enforcement agents because, to be fair to them, sometimes they don't have the expertise, sometimes they don't have the manpower, sometimes they don't have the tools that they need, and that's why we're there, right? But also in terms of the legal aspects of things, sometimes they don't have the right, they don't have the jurisdiction, they're not within the right jurisdiction, to be able to help the victims. There are quite a number of bottlenecks that the victims can experience while trying to work with law enforcement. Sometimes they're just not interested because it's crypto. They feel like it's some strange technology. It's something that they don't really have any knowledge about. Because of that, they're just not interested, which is where CoinStructive steps in, and I can talk about that.
Yeah, so can a victim recover their funds without law enforcement?
I don't think that's possible because law enforcement have the backing of the law to issue subpoenas and law enforcement requests to entities like cryptocurrency exchanges, right? We at CoinStructive, we are private investigators. Other cryptocurrency recovery companies, they're also private investigators, right? And so they don't have the legal backing to freeze funds at an exchange. As a matter of fact, if they were to try to do that, they wouldn't get any positive result. I know that some exchanges can freeze funds on behalf of private citizens, but it's typically for a very short period of time, after which they would unfreeze those assets. And that would be a dangerous move to make because once the assets are unfrozen, then the scammers can get the assets off the platforms and then they're gone, which is why you need law enforcement to effect those freezes. And they can freeze it for as long as they want because they have the backing of the law. So,
Yeah, so let's say that a victim had cryptocurrency stolen or taken out of their wallet or out of their exchange. Then how are they going to make a police report, let's say? How do they do it without knowing anything about what happened?
Yeah, that's why we're here, right? So if you reach out to CoinStructive and we investigate your case, we can put together a report for you showing what has actually transpired in your case. And then with that report, you are armed with the knowledge and with everything that the police needs to be able to issue a subpoena. So at that point, you take our report, you go to the police, your local police typically, for a start. When you get to them, you have all the information that you need. You also have a private investigator's input. It's not just your word of mouth. You have a document from a registered company, a private investigator, saying that you've been defrauded and providing evidence of that, of that scam or of your loss, right? And then you're able to put that into a police report, and then the police can take up your case from there to help you with the recovery by working with the exchanges.
So the forensic report that you put together for the victim at CoinStructive, then you're able to hand that report over to the authorities, the police or the FBI. Is that right?
That is correct.
Go on. They can use that as a tool to recover the victim's crypto.
That is correct. Okay. I was just going to point out that we're not going to hand it over directly. Would have to work with the victim to get that done, right? So typically the victim who who has lost the assets, they have the responsibility to make that report to the police. But what we do is that if they have any problem, we're able to step in. We're able to talk with the police. We're able to chat with them. We're able to answer any questions that they might have. And typically, we don't charge any extra fees for that. We've already done the work. We've done the investigations. Any questions that arise from that point, from the victim, from law enforcement, we're able to answer those questions at no extra charge.
Excellent, excellent. And I think one of the things that we're doing is helping create education for law enforcement to understand what a cryptocurrency transaction looks like, and providing them with the continuing education needed to be prepared for all the crypto transactions and scams that are coming along.
That is
yeah. Well, and this series has been very helpful in doing that too. So, well, good. Is there anything that we would tell law enforcement or maybe a victim that might be hesitant to file a report?
Yeah, I mean, I would say to law enforcement that it's not that complicated. Sometimes they're just scared because it's new technology, but really it's not that complicated. And even if they think it is, it's nothing for them to worry about, because we have already done the background investigations, right? We've given them all the information that they need, and all they need to do is issue the subpoena, freeze the assets, make the recovery, help the victim. We've made their work easy or easier, up to that point, right? So I just want to encourage every law enforcement agent out there to, take it a step further, help the victim, and, do what you can do to be of assistance to them. And for the victims, I would say, don't be shy. It's your money. Make attempts to recover it, and hopefully you'll be one of the successful cases.
Yeah. And one of the things I like that CoinStructive does is provide a list of government agencies that also the victim can file complaints with those financial crimes industries, so that or agencies, so that they actually have that on record and possibly get the help from those federal agencies as well.
Yeah,
So,
that is correct. We're able to guide them. We're able to point them in the right direction.
good.
And that is absolutely correct. And we're also able to give them a few tips here and there anytime they are having difficulties, roadblocks, dealing with law enforcement. They typically will come back to us to say, oh, this is what we're facing, this is the challenge, and we're able to guide them on how to overcome whatever challenges they're facing.
Well, sounds good. So there's no reason somebody shouldn't report a crypto scam then, because there's a lot of agencies looking to help recover their funds.
That is correct.
Yeah, well, very good. Well, thanks for sharing that with us today, Topsy. And thank you, all of our listeners, for joining us today on Crypto Scam Series. And we'll see you again soon.
See you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.